Hey guys, back with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. So excited because I feel like some mojo's coming back. Um, I am going to, so I've always seen all these amazing scrapbook pages with these huge photos, and I've always wanted to do one. And I took this one of my husband and my son fishing, and they were wading in the lake while they were fishing, and they were catching lots of little fish. It was a lot of fun. And I thought this would be the perfect one because there's a lot of white space. So here's what my inspiration is. I got a couple of them, so it's kind of a combination, and I'll link the Pinterest board down below, but I'm still trying to figure out what collection I want to use or what papers I want to use, and I'm thinking about digging into one of my new ones. So let's see how I can make this work. All right, thanks for watching. Drum roll. I guess you don't need a drum roll when you can see it. I decided to break into all my One Canoe too. I have kind of a mishmash kit of things I found like either on sale or just splurged on. But I think I got everything on sale, so it's not all one collection. I had recently just got some Saturday Afternoon and a little bit of Willow. I also have a few things from Twilight, very few things from Hazelwood, and mostly things from Creekside, because Creekside really spoke to me with its outdoorsy feel. I have a lot of family vacations where we stayed at cabins and stuff, and then now this year with us fishing a lot and teaching our son to fish, it worked perfect. So I'm flipping through the 12 by 12 paper pad right now of Creekside and just finding things that I like that would be good for layering. And so I'm taking those 3 Pinterest pins, those 3 layouts from Pinterest, and kind of taking a little bit from each of them. I like the one that had the giant title on the photo in the white space of the photo. And then I also like the layery bits and the extra large photo aspect of the other 2. So I'm kind of taking, and then like little clusters. So I'm kind of taking a little bit from each of them. And I've been wanting to do, like I had said, a large photo layout, and then I really like the whole looking like it was plopped down layers askew on the background. So that's what my plan is. Lots of little layers, lots of tucked in, using some border punches. So I'm going through the 6 by 8 pads too, and I have the Willow, and I have Saturday Afternoon. Willow didn't have as many blues in it, and so after choosing this background paper, this green, which I thought was perfect, I really liked the little pop of blue flowers, so I wanted to bring in some more blues, and then it also had some corally and blue and green papers, because my son's shirt's coral, just to kind of bring that color around as well. So I trimmed down my photo. I'm just getting the 12 by 12 ready. I'm not going to gut it. I have 2 of each. I have a whole paper pad. I don't need to hoard it. I just need to use it. And with everything being askew, I didn't want to gut it and, be all wonky. And all my papers are single-sided. So I will have plenty because I can always cut the other one up. That's the same paper. I thought maybe I'd want to frame that background paper with a colored cardstock, but I didn't end up having a blue or a corally color that would match. I only have these bright pinks, so I've got to do something about those. But yeah, I decided just not to do that. So I got my EK Success notebook punch here. I love this thing. I'm going to use it a lot. I want to just put a bunch of notebook kind of fringe layers. I'm also going to use Martha Stewart scalloped border punch as well. And just start layering up the bits. I really like, now that I have broken into this kit and used it a little, I really like all the colors that are in all the One Canoe too, and it's fun that they kind of all go together. There's some from some of their collections that don't match as well, but there's other papers in them that do, so I will always be able to coordinate it. It's really nice. Because I have greens from like 3 different collections, I think, end up being on here, but there's also papers that have multiple greens in them and multiple blues, so it all kind of goes together. It's all just blue-greenish with some pops of coral. So I'm just going to be layering up a bunch of pieces. I got an ATG recently because everybody was talking about it, and I loved being able to see people like put stuff down and like rip it up a little bit. Mine glues down really well, so I don't know if I got different tape refill or what, but and with all these layery bits that go off the edge, I love having that happen, but in my head, I can't visualize my page very well when I have them go over the edge. So I, especially since I'm going to do a lot of tucking, so I have to trim it off. So you're going to see me flip it over and trim off the excess a lot. Because, yeah. But just kind of going back and forth. I'm using more of the notebook punch and just little pops of the scallop punch here and there. And then also I'll tuck in some papers that don't have a punched edge that are just flat. So I end up cutting off part of the end of my video too. So at the end, I will tell you a little bit about what I did. And then some stills at the end, but just getting a bunch of layers in. I could have cut all this out, I guess. But I guess it's part of the process. So, tucking that border punch in, I liked having a little bit of khaki color in there too, just to bring it all a little neutral. I don't like that I put that one in and then it goes all the way to the top, so I will fix that later. I do end up ripping it, but I could have just covered it. Trying to find a place to tuck that in. I realized quickly that my ATG on these little bits would be hard to do. I hate when my mat gets sticky. I know that's kind of the point of having a mat under your layout when you're doing it, but I don't like it because then things stick where they shouldn't. So I just use some double-sided tape to do all these little bits. Giant head, sorry about that. Do some more punching of the border punch. So yeah, Saturday afternoon, 6x8 papers. Yep. I'm just making sure. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna keep on keeping on with my one canoe tooth through December after I get these stockings finished that I've been working on. Because there's a lot of fun things, and I can't wait to get back into paper crafting. But I these are gifts, so I need to get these stockings done. Right, trimming off some last stuff here. I just have to tuck something up in the left-hand corner yet. It's looking kind of naked up there, and that's kind of going to be a cluster, so I gotta fill her out here. I end up having more than 3 clusters. Well, technically, so I end up doing, technically, you could look at it different ways, but I know, like, just in general design, odd numbers are more appealing to the eye always. There is the rule of 3s, but odd and the triangle is what, you really want, but odd numbers are always going to be more appealing. So eventually, when this is all said and done, I technically probably have 4 clusters plus a title, but because of where my cluster is, my journal is, and the title, it's going to be all across the bottom. You could say that is one giant cluster, really, with the eye, because there's no breaks in it. So I will have the bottom will have my title and the journaling spot and another little cluster of stuff. And then there's breaks to the upper right and then the upper left. So it kind of triangles around where I have things triangles around the focal point of my photo, which is my husband and my son. So there I went ahead and ripped off that piece And I'm going to use this cute little camera on the cut apart to go cover that up and put that askew. And then also the little smile that was right next to it. I really like that. I'm going to place that up there. And I'm going to grab the cut apart sheet, the 12 by 12. I want that smile up there. And grab the 12 by 12 in a little bit and start cutting that up too, because there's a lot of elements on there that I wanted to investigate and see how I liked it. I really like the banners at the top. So I'm going to cut that up. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee while I'm doing this. And I should have just continued to cut up all the pieces in the cut apart, but I honestly didn't want to edit my video that much. So I thought about this journaling spot going down there, but then I realized it's really big and I don't have a ton to write. In general, any of the fishing photos I have from the summer, I could write a bunch about how we taught him, but I have a lot of photos to scrapbook yet of us fishing, so it kind of can be scattered throughout all of them. So I ended up not using that giant journaling spot, and that's kind of where I want my title to go anyway. And I realized this quickly that I set those banners up there, they don't stay, and then I'm deciding I need to figure out my title here. But I liked this smaller journaling spot on the 6x8 pad from Saturday afternoon, and it had a bike on one side, but I just wanted the blank side. So I'm going to tuck that in over there. So now I just want to get my title down. I have some white thickers from their Hazel. So they're from the Hazelwood, and then the green thickers are, and then the green thickers are Creek from the Creekside collection. And the green ones are like the foam, and the white ones are the typical chipboard thickers, which come apart and the backing wants to stay on the back. So I used not only my Pinterest board for inspiration, but I went to Christy Harriman's Pinterest board for titles, because she has a ton of cute ones. And it's things that sometimes you never thought of as titles that she has on there. So I love looking at her Pinterest board. But I found one that kind of was like, oh yeah, that would be perfect. And I've seen it around the internet a lot too in general, just like on Facebook and places. People are always making shirts and things that say worry less, and then it's always do something that you like to do more. So like worry less, bake more, worry less, drink coffee more, worry less, fish more. So that's what my title is. I'm getting that down there on the bottom in that lovely white space. And I love the way it tucks in here. But I just use the green for the word fish, and the nice white scripty for the worry less and more. And it's actually pretty straight on there. I'm pretty proud of myself. I didn't even use my T-square. Maybe my eyes have gotten adjusted. I'm seeing things straighter from now on. I don't know. But I wanted to get my title on there, down there, and get that figured out before I figured all my little clusters, because now I know where I'm going to work around it. So you see there right now I have the title and the journaling spot down there, and then I will have a little cluster to the left of the title. So then that whole band on the bottom is kind of like a giant cluster. So that's what I was talking about. So really I'll have like 3 areas where your eye can see things, and then it all triangles around the center of the photo essentially. I love the little green hearts that are on the thicker sheet as well. And so I'm going to pop up that smile up on top. That's by that little camera, and put a little green heart there. And then I'm trying to figure out these banners yet. And I decide, you know what? There's a weird space here. Let's just put the banner there. And I love that. That's like my favorite. So I'm like, cluster done. And bye-bye rest of the banners. So then I wanted to break open these Hazelwood cork pieces. And I like cork, but they're kind of flimsy. And I found that there were these clouds in there. So I'm going to layer those up in the left upper corner and put this lovely arrow there. And then I have a little shape that I'm going to cut in half. Hexagon? Hexagon. And put down there with my journaling spot. I do end up adding a green heart. You will see in the close-ups down in there too, so that there's a green heart in each of my clusters, because while I was putting my glue dots on the back of those cork clouds, when I ripped off the backing, ripped a hole, so covered one up. But yeah, and so here, my video is going to end here in a second, and I'm going to go in real time and explain to you what you missed. And then stay tuned for the close-ups. Thanks for watching. So I got a text message early in the morning while I was finishing this layout, and I forgot to press re-record. I stopped because I figured, oh, text messages early, what's going on? So yeah, I forgot to start recording again. So I got my title down, and then I really wanted to incorporate some of these hazelwood cork pieces, and then I was noticing I had some rose gold in this cluster and in my journaling spot, so I wanted to make sure I brought in some gold, so I tried out some rub-ons, and I tried out the rub-on on this cork cloud, which is subtle, but you can still see it. It doesn't stick the greatest. I'm trying to get it to stick down a little better. It doesn't stick the greatest, but it's working. And then, yeah, we'll just take it off. There's like a little tail on the R. Otherwise, the rest of it stuck down really good. It was like the little fine details that don't want to stick. And then I added the cork errors and a rub-on down here to add some gold as well. But yeah, there we go. I'm really happy with this. It turned out really good. Thanks for watching. Bye.